Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2C TV, your global news channel. I'm Maya 2C, and we have some breaking news coming from England again. We had another car ramming attack, this time in Leicester, another city that has been enriched culturally, massively, as the political left would claim over the last few years. This comes only days after what happened in Liverpool, which was a bit of a messed up situation in regards to the driver who seemed apparently have been drunk and high and everything else. This one is different. We are getting more information. We're going to show you some of the clips we have on the ground for you guys after the attack. This was definitely intentional. And this was the same area that had a lot of multicultural fights and clashes, especially last night. Leicester also had, again, yet another tribal war when the Islamists started attacking Sikhs and Hindus. This was only a couple of years ago. We are going to be talking about everything else around this, and there's one big problem, massive problem, with the way the authorities are dealing with this compared to Liverpool. First things first, before we do that, this is the final day you can take advantage of our special offer to join 2CTV Plus, our independent platform. Use the promo code app25. You get 25% off annual memberships of 2CTV Plus. You get access to documentaries, chat forum, and everything else. Go on 2C.tv, then download the app. The app is free to download. All right, let's talk about Leicester. An arrest has already been made after a car unfortunately hit multiple people in the Leicester city centre. The police investigation is still ongoing following the report of this collision, which obviously, we're going to talk about the number of people and what sort of conditions they are in. This was in earlier hours this morning. Usually these sort of things will happen just... well, it could happen anytime, but usually it's in the evening. But this happened earlier this morning, after, I'm guessing, yes, another night of chaos in Leicester. Now, this is the footage that you can see from the scene right now. 4 people have now been injured, 2 men and 2 women. And in terms of the conditions, what sort of health conditions they're in, they have now been taken to the hospital. Out of the 4 people, unfortunately, 3 of them are seriously injured. So the police were called to the area at 12:34 a.m. From the initial inquiries, the incident was reported to have happened following a report of a fight at the same location. Now, we are trying to figure out whether this was directly connected, because obviously in cities like Leicester, you just have chaos happening left, right, and center. In regards to the injured, 1 man had minor injuries out of the 4. All of them remain in hospital, and 3 of them, as I said, are suffering with serious injuries. Fortunately, nobody has lost their lives, which is good so far. But again, the injuries seem to be quite critical. Now, in terms of the suspect, this is where things get a little bit irritating, especially for those who wish to hold the authorities, the police, and the media to account. If you remember, a few days ago when we had the incident in Liverpool at the Liverpool parade after obviously their team won the Premier League, the police decided to release the details of the suspect almost immediately. Remember, Merseyside police even said, actually, we are doing this to avoid speculations. We are doing this to avoid a vacuum on social media. We are doing this because we've learned our lessons from Southport, Axtell Wood Cabana. Let me give you the details about this one. Are you ready? It's now been hours, okay? We are just getting some information. I'm going to give you the statement from the police in Leicester because I had a feeling after Liverpool, they are exactly going to be doing this. They're not going to continue with the policy of release the details of the suspect immediately. A 31-year-old man from Leicester has been arrested, okay, on suspicion of causing grievous bodily harm with intent and causing serious injury by a dangerous driving following obviously the ramming. He remains in police custody where he is being questioned by detectives. That's it. All we've got is a 31-year-old man, I don't know if he identifies as man, you have to ask, from Leicester. That's it. Nothing about his ethnicity, nothing else in regards to his identity. Now, obviously, this is going to be creating speculations and a vacuum on social media again. Just give us the detail. We just want to know. Because yes, if you care about stability in society, that's what the authorities claim, we also do care about stability. We also do want you to avoid a vacuum. So just give people the basic information that will help them. That's it. Back in the day, these sort of issues, these sort of, let's call them isolated incidents, as the media would call it, used to be local issues, or if you're in Europe, regional issues, right? They are no longer local or regional. They're not even just national. Everything is international because the world is getting smaller, access to information is getting higher, and everybody from right now, people watching this are watching from all around the world, not just England. But even let's just talk about the country itself. It's not just people in Leicester who are concerned. People everywhere are concerned because the lawlessness is just going up. Crime is going up. Everything is going up. So everybody, not just in Leicester, are interested to know what is going on. Now, the car believed to have been involved in the so-called incident was found in a nearby street. This was Margaret Street, and has now been recovered as part of the investigation. Questions are now being raised about why the police have not released the identity of the suspect immediately. Why not? They told us, and the Home Office essentially indicated after Liverpool that this is going to be a new policy. We're going to do it. All the police forces, well, they say police service, not police force, they're going to be on top of all this. I'm going to read you the statement we now have from the police in Leicester. You can make up your own mind whether they actually want to continue the policy that they started in Liverpool, where they're like, okay, you know what? We are going to be releasing the identity of the suspects immediately going forward. We're not going to do what we did in Southport. It kind of helped them that it was someone in the early 50s who happened to be a white Scouser from England, right? Now, just a coincidence. Statement from the police. We understand the serious concern there will be about this incident. 4 people currently remain in hospital, and an investigation is ongoing as we continue to establish the full circumstances and the events leading up to this incident. Now, they didn't stop here, right? So far, calling it incident and everything else. Then it says, a large cordon is in place in the area of the De Montfort Street and will remain while inquiries, including forensic investigations, are carried out. We do ask that people do not speculate about this incident, including on social media, in order to allow a thorough investigation to take place. And they said that we have officers at the scene carrying out inquiries and providing reassurance. Please do speak with them regarding any information you may have or any concerns you may have. Okay, I love how they say any information you may have rather than information that we have and we're going to give to you. All right. The world has changed. It's 2025, especially the last 20 years or so, with the rise of the internet, social media, and communication in general, technology, everything, right? The policing in this country and in most places in the West is still outdated. First thing first, number one, the policing in the United Kingdom, especially since Sir Robert Peel, who created the Metropolitan Police about 200 years ago, the idea was, back then, the British culture was very different. There was a handshake agreement between the establishment and the people, meaning there was cooperation between the communities and the police. People knew their local police officers. They would just walk around. Everybody knew their names. They say good morning. And the policing, the approach was to maintain peace and to prevent chaos. Compared to other countries, where even back then, a few decades ago, 100 years ago, the policing in most other countries was always been to enforce the law. Just basically, our job as police is just to enforce the law, which means if you're committing crime, we're going to come after you. In Britain, it's always been more of a, okay, let's just stay friends, don't fight. The police's job is to moderate, basically, to be a referee. That kind of worked when the British culture was different. Now, the British culture doesn't really exist as one culture because we've had multiculturalism. We've had people from different mentalities, different mindsets, people coming from countries that didn't have this sort of policing. So that's one issue. The policing is outdated. In fact, on 2CTV Plus, next week, I think, or in a couple of weeks' time, we are going to have a special guest joining us to actually discuss all this. This will be on 2CTV Plus. It will be a special interview. And the point of this is actually to talk about why the policing has not been updated. Actually, our special guest will be Peter Bleksky, who is an ex-police officer, but also was he was on the Hunted reality show, if you guys remember. That's one problem. Second problem, the policing they have not understood that the world has changed based on what I said, technology and social media. Meaning, they are right now in Leicester. They've controlled the streets. They are doing their investigation. And they are telling us, please don't post on social media because it's going to interrupt our investigation. All right. I'm not going to be a troublemaker. I absolutely agree. When it comes to judiciaries, when it comes to cases and investigations, it's best not to, the responsibility is on both sides, people and establishment. For the people, it's best not to listen to those people who are just going around creating fake news, right? For example, say Leicester, oh, I know who did it. It was that random guy. Let's go attack him. That's bad. That's naughty. Don't do that. So I'm not in favor of speculations on that level. It's also the responsibility of the establishment to give us the details to avoid the vacuum. The problem here is that when they say, our police can just not even post on social media because we're just on the street, nothing to do with you. But first, you cannot control the internet. People are going to say things anyway. Secondly, if somebody posts something on social media, just, basic speculation, oh, who could it be, right? How is that interfering with your stupid investigation on the Munford Street in Leicester? Just don't check your phones. There's nothing to do with that. Now, I agree, as I said, those who want to create fake news and cause incite violence, that's bad. Yeah, don't do that. But asking people, also, it's like begging people. It's not even like forcing them. It's like begging. The Leicester police are saying, oh, can you please not post anything on social media? Nothing to do with you. People are going to say whatever they want to say. Just man up and finish your investigation. It's not going to interrupt your investigation. Absolutely not going to. You have access to the ground. You are investigating every bit of that street. You are going to find the CCTV footage. You're going to talk to the eyewitnesses. Your investigation is your investigation. People commenting on social media is not going to interrupt that. I can assure you. You have the evidence. People don't. It's a complete idiocy right now. Let's get some reaction. And ironically, we're going to have a lot of speculations, right? Bas Cook says, the authorities are leading us to the point where we accept these atrocities as the norm, then shut up and go away. That is exactly how it is. So regardless of what the motive is at this point, all we know and all people care about in all these countries, whether you're talking about Germany, France, the UK, Belgium, all of them, what people care about is the rise of crime and the level of safety coming down. That's all people care about. That the people don't feel safe in big cities. Whether it's terrorism, whether it's stabbing, muggings, gangs, whatever you want to talk about, multicultural wars on our streets. All this is resulting in people feeling unsafe. And what this person says, Bas Cook, is correct. You already had the mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, a few years ago, responding to terrorism that happens regularly, saying, well, it's just part of living in this big city. That's what they want. It's just the new norm. Let's get some, there's a super chat from Queen Hyena, thank you very much, saying, how long until speculation becomes a crime in itself? It's in our nature to question and discuss events, and they can't shut everyone down. It's fascinating. Do they really think that speculations never existed before. They really think that this is just a new problem because of social media. So let me explain how this used to work instead. Before, when you had Jack the Ripper, remember Jack the Ripper in London and all the others? Do you really think people back then were just sitting down? There's a guy going around killing everyone. And people are like, okay, we're just gonna, we trust the authorities. We're just gonna not even talk about any of this. Well, they can't tweet because they don't have Twitter, right? And then everybody just stayed quiet. No. The same thing happened back then. Instead, it happened in local pubs, and the hackney carriages or the black cabs, the beginning of it, at house parties, in the local market towns. People talked, people speculated, people even spread rumors, and some people even created fake news. This always happened. The only difference is that the offline world, the real world, is now also online. It's not a different world. It's just a different platform. Whether you are doing the speculation in a pub or on X, it's just the environment has changed. It's still human beings doing it. It's still the same people doing it. Now they say, well, the difference is that more people have access to X than that local pub. Yeah, but the word of mouth also travels very fast. During the days of Jack the Ripper, in East London and in Central London, City of London, everybody was talking about everything. Everybody was panicking. Now, it's not like, well, we're just one local pub talking about this. You really think people don't talk to each other? One person hears something in a pub that's going to go tell other people in their families and their neighborhood. We literally had, centuries ago, before the rise of radio or newspapers, people managing to create speculations against establishment and creating riots. They organized riots. Now you have to have a Facebook group page. You have to have a Facebook event. You have to share the poster about the protests you're going to be organizing on the 5th of July, right? Back then, they didn't have any of this, and they still did it. How? Ooh, word of mouth. Human beings can still speculate if they want to. They can still spread fake news if they want to. It's your job as the authorities to do your job. John says, there's nothing on the BBC website. Sky has reported this, so a big shout out to Sky News for once. Civil Defence UK says, Mr. Tusi just tuned in. Quick recap, please. You could rewind back to the beginning of the live stream as well if you were late. Car ramming in Leicester, 31-year-old man arrested, and they are refusing to give us the identity of the suspect, even though they promised after Liverpool that they will be going forward. And I think they are hoping, my opinion here, because I give you guys the facts, my opinion here, Sky News briefly talked about this only a few minutes ago, right? After I scheduled this live stream. On their website, it's on the second page something. It's just like a little news report, right? Just as brief information. This news update, 4 people are currently in a hospital. This was intentional, and I'm not just speculating. The authorities confirmed this was intentional, right? But this news is not being talked about, really. Liverpool was different. Liverpool, everybody was already watching the parade. All the cameras were there. Live coverage. So when a car, for whatever reason, goes in and attacks people, and people attack the car, the media have no other option but to report it, okay? Today, something like this, they're just going to be like, okay, well, not many of us are talking about this. This is the media. The media are saying, but not many of us are talking about this, right? Now, this guy needs a couple of pages. So there is no urgency on the authorities, the police in Leicester, to do anything. At this point, it's now been hours since the attack. Where's the press conference? We've had a basic statement from the police, which I read out. Where is the press conference that we had in Liverpool? We had an immediate press conference, which they were also delayed, but after a couple of hours. Where is the press conference for this? Because the media are not talking about it. When the mainstream media are not covering it, the authorities think that there is no pressure. So we just move on. We just said 31-year-old man. Let's just move on. We don't have to, right? What they don't understand is that right now, almost 10,000 people are watching 2CTV live. Every single one of these people, most people watching this, well, at least some of them, after this, are going to be texting their friends, especially those in England, especially those in Leicester. They're going to text people, oh, have you heard about this? Oh, what's going on? And the word of mouth that I explained is still going to happen. When you have a channel like 2CTV, the information is still going to get out there. Now, there's 10,000 people. A few hours from now, more people are going to be watching this, and this video will get, I don't know, 100,000 views. Probably more. And every single one of those people, if they tell other people, people in the country will find out. The mainstream media think, but if they don't report it, no one will know. The authorities think if the mainstream media is not talking about it, we don't have to do a press conference. We don't have to release the identity of the suspect. You are creating the vacuum in the establishment. You promise not to do it anymore after Southport. Thank you, Harry. And Charlie Costa says that why is there nobody else reporting this? Exactly. No urgency. There was that comment earlier. They want you to basically subconsciously start to think, and all of you guys, if you're watching, especially from Western Europe, Belgium, the Netherlands, all these countries, they want you to get to a point where you don't really even get surprised, and you'll be like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, another car ramming in Leicester. Oh, someone else just got randomly stabbed in Newcastle. Oh, well, it's Brussels. Of course, the gangs are going to shoot people. They want you to get to a point where you get numb. And that way, you won't even have to ask questions anymore. That's what they want. Normalizing it. Not promoting it in that sense, but normalizing that, there's too many of them happening now, just crimes going up. But the best thing to do is just to get people not to care. It says not all Muslims, but not all snakes are poisonous. But if you fall into a pit of full snakes, you can't tell them apart. There's a couple of non-super chats. What is this? James says, you know it's a Muslim or migrant when the BBC said a man. When it's a white guy, you know where he lives, what school he went to, and how many GCSEs he got. Okay, so you think James Sullivan is joking? He's not even joking. Did you, yesterday, a couple of days ago, days after the Liverpool thing, when we immediately got the information that he's a white man, early 50s, all that, we started getting information. What was it? What was the thing? I can't remember because I refused to report on it. There was something about, if anybody in the live chat remembers, they started giving us random information about the guy. Like literally random information about his life. That, something like, oh, he goes to that pub every Tuesday. Why do we care? Suddenly you really care about this man's life and what he was doing. There was really something weird information about where he went to uni or what he did for a living, how many times he missed out on work. I forgot his name, actually. Liverpool suspect. There is, let me just find this. It's insane. How do we find this? Paul Doyle, right? Yeah, so we got the full name. Paul Doyle. That's the Liverpool one. And then they were saying, oh yeah, so they also do this, which is brilliant. Let me show you this. I mean, it's just insanity. This is the Daily Mirror. Oh yeah, okay, and Daily Mirror and Daily Mail. Watch this. This is just the most insane thing ever. These guys are simply gossip magazines. First things first, this one, Daily Mirror. Oh, well, the arrested driver is a lovely family man. What? I don't care. You think that's bad? Look at Daily Mirror. Daily Mail. Liverpool suspect is a company director. Ooh, he's a company director. Half the country is a company director. Just set up a company in company's house. It's just random information about him, right? We still don't know much about Axel Rudokubana, but we're just getting all the information about this. What's the other one? There's a lot of random information about Paul Doyle. Something about, his company Twitter account follows only 12 accounts. 3 of them are Nigel Farage, Elon Musk, and Andrew Tate. What's that got to do with anything? And they got all these pictures out now. All these photos, where he went to school. Idiocy. Anyway, Dasman says BBC equals blackout, ban, and censor. I might actually steal that for one of our merch slogans. Thank you. Anyway, so this is what we have to deal with now. They released a basic statement. All we know is he's 31. Nothing else. At least they have admitted that they believe that this was intentional. Like, you think? 4 people randomly rammed into, 3 of them seriously injured in hospital, but all 4 of them are in hospital anyway. And you're telling me that you believe it was intentional. Early hours in the morning. What else would it be? It's just these dangerous, radical cars. It's not the people. No, apparently people don't kill people. Cars kill people. It's the cars. You have to ban the cars. You have to deport all the cars. And I have to find out what make the car is, what country it's from. It's the German cars, isn't it? Damn German cars. Just ban them all, right? That's what they're going to do. Jules says, thank you so much for such an amazing commentary. We are with you. Thank you, Jules, for your support. It's just getting frustrating at this point. Lynn says, the mainstream is so overfull of crap and lies. Yeah. Jay says, the media are on drugs. They have to be. This is the only explanation, yeah. They literally don't live in reality. We are meant to feel sorry for the lovely family, man. What the F drug are they on? Yeah, but why? Okay, not only that, what should we care about him being a good family man, the suspect, right? That's not the big issue. Why do you think that's an important information? Why do you want to make us feel sorry for a suspect? It's just, what do you think we're going to achieve by knowing that? Yeah. I mean, the articles, but this news was has now been reported. The articles on Sky and GB, none of the newspapers yet, because they can still update it online. But they will eventually. The local Leicester press will be doing it. But again, where are all the helicopters? Where are the snipers that we had in Liverpool? Right? Where's the press conference? That's all I want to know. Also, we now have another breaking news, unfortunately, from IAEA about the situation in Iran. Iran's stockpile of 60% enriched uranium has been increased to 408 kilograms. This is now enough for up to 24 nuclear bombs. You know how the Iranian regime says, no, we don't want nuclear bomb. They can now easily build 24 small nuclear bombs. That's great, isn't it? While we wait for them to sign a deal with the Americans. Breitbart says, after all, England became Fakistan. That was inevitable, wasn't it? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm going to keep an eye on this story to find out if we're going to get any more information about the suspect, apart from just his age. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I said, this is the final day. Literally, you only have 12 hours left to join 2CTV Plus, our independent platform, with a discount code. Use the code app25. You get 25% off annual memberships. Go on 2c.tv. The link is also in the description. Join, then download the app. You get all the news and everything else on the app directly. I'm Maya 2C, and we are the media.